Day 3 of NBA free agency is upon us. My name is Harrison Graham. You're watching Dallas Mavericks Today. Could a Christian Wood return be on the table? He remains unsigned in NBA free agency. Could a reunion at least be a possibility? Well, as long as he's out there, you can't rule it out. Producer Coop will bring in Jeffrey Cooperstein. Some internet rumors circulating after Wood refollowed the Mavericks on Instagram in the last couple of days.
Deep rooms.
We're digging deep here.
Christian Wood still unsigned out there, and a little tweet I saw last night from my good friend Mavs Film Room was digging in, and he saw that Christian Wood refollowed the Mavs on IG. Is he coming back?
Look, we can explore this. I still don't think it's super likely, but the longer it goes on, the more you have to at least acknowledge that it's a possibility. If it's the vet man, I'm on record for saying I'm in. Coop's a little hesitant, but we know the talent is there. This is a guy who averaged over 16 points per game, grabbed over 7 rebounds. The efficiency was terrific at 51.5%, 37.6% from 3. The problem is the defensive effort more often than not isn't great, although I still go back to there was like a 3-week period.
There was that stretch in December where he was really good on defense.
Defended really well.
He figured it out.
But clearly him and Jason Kidd clashed. There's some deep rumors that he was not a fit in the locker room, but I'll still throw it out there. If it's the vet minimum, I'll take a swing. Maxi Kleber is really the only 4 you have on this roster, and you know, it's positionless basketball.
I think if you're getting him for the vet minimum, you're obviously going to do it because if you're getting 16 and 7 on the vet minimum, that's just great value.
Well, even if it's not, even if his role's less and he's like, you get like 10 and 5 on the vet minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'll just say this. I think there's a reason he's unsigned, and it's not because he's not a good offensive player. I think it has to do with his overall effort, and I think it has to do with the defensive side of the ball, which teams value at that position, especially at the 4-5, where you need to be able to protect the rim a little bit in defensive base.
Well, and I think another reason, Coop, is everywhere he's gone now, he's
overstayed his welcome.
The chatter around him is, well, he puts up numbers, but the team isn't competitive, and he doesn't really translate to winning. So I think that's why he doesn't.
He put up the numbers, and the Mavs won 38 games.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Again, that's why I'm like, if it's vet minimum, cool. I don't even think I'd use part of the mid-level exception for him. I'd rather keep that full slot available for some other options. But I'm curious to see what his market is at this point in time, and if there is a market. I expect him to be on an NBA roster, but
there's been rumors around the Golden State Warriors and the Miami Heat being interested in him. I think the Heat especially would be a good fit.
Those are both vet minimum situations.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like there's a really robust market for him at this point.
It's going to be fascinating to see. Would you re-sign Christian Wood at this point? Type Y for yes and for no. My vote is yes for the vet minimum. Beyond that, I think I would still let him go. Let Coop and I know what you guys think down in the comments. Appreciate all the love and support we've received during NBA free agency. We're not slowing down anytime soon. If you want the latest Mavericks news, rumors, signings, trades, there's still a lot of buzz out there on what this team can do. Coop and I don't think they're done just yet making moves. So hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. Shout out to everybody who watched our Dante Exum breakdown late last night as well. How about Malik Beasley? Michael Scotto says that the Mavs are among the teams that are interested in the Lakers guard. Now, you wonder, could Scotto have gotten this scoop prior to the Dante Exum signing, for example? It does make you wonder. Let's read the tweet from him, and then we'll break this down here, Coop. He says that let me get this tweet up.
This one's from later.
Oh, this one's from later.
Yes.
Here are the teams that Scotto says are interested. The Sixers, Suns, Mavericks, Bucks, and Warriors.
In addition to the Raptors.
In addition to the Toronto Raptors. Phoenix, that'd be great for them if they could get him for the vet minimum. I got to think he would cost a little bit more than that, but we'll have to wait and see. Didn't have the most efficient season this past year for Los Angeles, especially. 11 points, okay, but 39% from the field, 35% from 3. That three-point number's okay, but under 40% from the field. I think, Coop, when you really think about a potential fit with Dallas, they're so guard-heavy right now. Like, I put this together last night, and I'll pull it up real quick here as we break this down. The Mavs at the guard position have Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Tim Hardaway Jr., that's 4, Dante Exum, Jaden Hardy. That's 6. That doesn't even count McKinley Wright.
Or Mike Miles.
Or Mike Miles Jr. That's 8. And now they're two-way guys. I'm not saying those two specifically are a reason not to sign Malik Beasley, and maybe you don't count Exum in there as well, but still, that's 5 guys when you count Luka, Kyrie, who are going to play 30-plus minutes per game. Hardaway, who if he's on this team is probably going to play 25 to 30 minutes per game. Curry's going to have a role, and I think Jaden Hardy's going to have a role. Like, is he going to come in and be your 5th or 6th guard?
Something has to give here, and if you sign Malik Beasley, there's obviously, I think there's a surplus of guards as it is.
Yeah.
So unless you're trading Tim Hardaway, maybe even Jaden Hardy away, I just don't see room for Malik Beasley on this team. And another thing that concerns me is he really wasn't in the playoff rotation for the Lakers at all. I mean, he wasn't shooting it that well going into the postseason, and he just kind of found himself on the outside looking in there.
He's a streaky shooter that doesn't defend much, so it's like to me, if you're adding a 2-3 guy, and he's really not even a guy who can play 3, sure, in small ball guard 3-guard lineups he can play the 3, I guess. But like if you're adding a wing type, you need someone who's longer and who can play more defense, I think, than Malik Beasley. So I don't think the fit makes sense. If they sign him, I think that is a direct signal that a trade is likely coming involving
imminent
Tim Hardaway Jr. and or Jaden Hardy. So, yeah, Brian Windhorst, shout out to him. Okay, do you want Malik Beasley in Dallas? If so, like the video. If not, comment why you don't. I mean, he would be a decent, like, 9th, 10th player in a rotation, but again, when you kind of look at this roster breakdown, and on the flip side of that, let me mention, too, you're like wing front court options right now. Josh Green, who's closer to a 2 than a 4, by the way. Reggie Bullock, kind of the same deal. Yeah, he's probably going to play 3 for this team. Maxi Kleba, Olivier Maxence Prosper, and then your centers of Rashawn Holmes, Derek Lively, Dwight Powell, and JaVale McGee. None of us expect JaVale to be here. You're a lot more thin in your front court than you are in your back court. So I don't know if adding a guard that doesn't play much defense.
I can pull the roster up here. I just made this. I mean, look, you have a surplus of guards here. There is no room for Malik Beasley on this roster.
Yeah.
As it's currently constructed.
Isn't. Now, if hypothetically, if that trade with the Suns gets revisited and you trade Tim Hardaway, maybe Jaden Hardy gets thrown into the trade or something like that, then yeah, like signing a Beasley makes sense at that point. But from what we know right now, there's no room for Beasley. I don't even think he'd be in the rotation, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll see if anything gains traction, I should say, on that front. All right, latest on Grant Williams. Charlotte Hornets are reportedly considering an offer sheet for Williams, which kind of twofold here, Coop. One, Grant Williams is restricted. They also have their own restricted free agent in P.J. Washington, who plays the same position. They both play 4. So you would kind of be going from Washington to Grant Williams in that case. Here's Michael Scotto, who has the latest there, talking about signing, potentially offering Grant Williams to an offer sheet. Williams has also received interest from the Mavericks. Charlotte is also in discussions with P.J. Washington on a potential deal. So I wonder if Charlotte's going to potentially offer Grant Williams, and if the Celtics don't match it, they let Washington go. If they do match it, then they'll bring back Washington. Maybe P.J. Washington becomes a fallback option for Dallas if Grant Williams is not an option.
I kind of think that's how the dominoes would fall. If Grant Williams ends up in Charlotte with the Hornets, then I think P.J. Washington would be a legit option for the Mavs at that point, because I think he would be the best. He would be the best 4 on the market.
And he can defend wings pretty well.
He can defend wings decently well. He can shoot the 3 decently well. So I would like the fit. I still think Grant Williams would be a better option, but
he's more versatile.
It's really weird just because there hasn't been much smoke at all on Grant Williams, coming out of free agency. I think we're in day 3 here and we haven't seen anything. This is my question. What are the Mavs waiting for? Just hop on this and give them an offer sheet and put some pressure on the Celtics to make a decision.
I wonder if the Mavs are looking at this and they're saying, we don't think $12.4 million is enough and that Boston would match that. So I wonder if they're still exploring sign-and-trade deals, other free agents, kind of waiting to see if the market dries out a bit, and then maybe, day 3, day 4, day 5 free agency, maybe then at that point 12.4 is more of a possibility, because Boston could just match that. They've got his bird right, so they might be willing to do that for that much. But, if he wants to get 15 or 16 and you do some sort of sign-and-trade involving Tim Hardaway or something like that, because you have that surplus of guards, maybe that's more on the table. Now, would I go that high for Grant Williams? I'd be a little hesitant, but
I was talking to our Chicago Bulls host Patrick Seatman here earlier today, and he mentioned the same thing. What if they just did a sign-and trade, send Tim Hardaway to Boston, and get Grant Williams?
I mean, that's
wouldn't hate it.
And that's the question. Would you rather have Tim Hardaway or Grant Williams? I think Hardaway's a better player, but you have a surplus of guards now. So Williams might have more value here.
That's kind of how I feel as well. I think the Mavs just need to get bigger and stronger up front in the front court.
Yeah, especially defensively, too. Okay, so pick one. Who would you rather be a Maverick? Type 1 for Christian Wood, 2 for Grant Williams. I think we'd both rather have Grant Williams, but obviously money comes into play. Is it a sign-and trade? A lot of factors to consider. Yeah, I'm throwing up the deuces in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. We might be back with another video later. Stay tuned. Obviously, if Dallas makes a move, we'll definitely be back. But regardless, plenty more coverage to come throughout NBA free agency.